what's going on? I thought I would go ahead and start this off by saying I would like to know what you think, what remakes, remasters, ports, or collections should be, brought to the forefront. Things that you like, things that you think should, come and be given to everybody else. Maybe it's a niche game or certain games that only you thought you liked and maybe nobody else did. It'd be nice to see what other people think. So yeah, let's try to put a list down there. Let other people see what you like. So I had to redo this because I got off track. It's me. It usually happens. Some of the videos you watch I actually have to record twice. Only because I get off track. I have ADHD, so I like to drone on somewhere else. It's completely my fault. And I have to look at it and go, wait a minute. That shouldn't have been 15 minutes long. It only needs to be a few minutes because it's a small little thing that comes to my mind. So I woke up today, had my breakfast, sat down, opened up YouTube to kind of watch just a few things. That's what I like to do. Came across She Says. Now, if you don't know who She Says is, it's a Boundary Break YouTube channel. And what they do, they like to explore the game's maps and essentially the layouts without being constricted by any type of code or the camera itself. And he's done it for a plethora of video games. But one came to mind, it caught my eye, and it's a new one that he just did, which is Mario RPG. And when watching this video, it made me realize they may actually be hinting more than they are a little Easter egg. Now, the original RPG had an Easter egg where you saw Link and you saw Samus. Just a little Easter egg, they're sleeping it ends. That's really cool, but in the remake, they redid them. And they look really good. They're high res, they're not even low polygon stuff. It's actually really good. They could almost be fully modeled and put in the game. And it makes me think, I wonder if that's actually a hint that they might bring remakes. More remakes, since they've been remaking games left and right the last few years, or porting over ones like Zelda the Skyward Sword. That was a port over that did okay. I liked it in a sense. Still not the best game, but for it to be the weakest game, still really good. I need to stay on track. Anyway, the overall aesthetic of the remakes is you're getting to break out classics that when I was a kid, or even when my parents were a kid, or a teenager rather, that these would be games they played and I didn't get to play until I got older. To see them being remade and being remade well, I have to say Nintendo's really putting out what I would consider classic bangers. Now, it's not just them. Obviously, Capcom's done it too with their Resident Evil franchise. They've been remaking it for the new masses, doing really well with it, and a lot of people like it. So if you like it, you like it. But I'm wondering, are they going to do a Zelda remake? A original Zelda, the old Nintendo NES one. I wonder if they're going to remake it with a new polish of paint, keep the same type of map layout, just really update it and make it way more playable to the new audience. And then Super Metroid. That's one I would love to see. It could be Link to the Past or Super Metroid. But Super Metroid, I think if they made that, that would be a banger. It would be a hit. It would blow Dread out the water. And then, you'd have the Metroid Prime 2 and 3 remasters. I still have to ask Nintendo, where the hell is my remasters? I'm still waiting on them. But anyway, it would be really nice to have that coming out too. It'd be super easy to make, but you already have the story, you have the characters, you have the map, and I'm pretty sure you have all the original codes still sitting in some vault somewhere on a floppy disk. But yeah, come to think of it, remasters and remakes have been kind of common practice here lately. We've been getting a lot of them. And I know I did a video not too long ago talking about we don't need remasters or remakes. And I still believe that. But I'm saying if you're going to do them, I think certain companies are still bringing out new titles, which Nintendo brings out a lot of first-party titles. So I don't think they're in the same thing. But overall, I think it would be really cool to see these full remakes because these are games that wasn't made in the 2000s. These were made in the 80s and 90s. Okay, these are really old games that I think could definitely use a new coat of paint. I think Link to the Past would be super awesome. I don't know if anybody played it, but they do have Link Between Worlds, which is essentially a remake sequel. And it's really good. It's amazing. I liked every bit of it. Saving up the money to full purchase, level tier 2, tier 3, whatever it was, versions of all the weapons, which was really cool to see them get a buff version. Also, on a side note, I say side note, on a main note of this whole thing, they have two remasters, ports, remakes. I think there are more remakes. Anyway, they got 2 ports coming. That's going to be Luigi's Mansion 2 and Mario the Thousand Year Door. They have not announced or have anything related to them other than the fact they do have a spot on the store. That should tell you, I'm almost positive there's going to be more coming. A lot more remakes and remasters, ports. I have a big feeling that we're going to have a plethora of good classic games. While they're still making their top tier, I assume they have a whole side network of people that's probably making these games while we're going to get, still some original ones. I'm wondering what the next big Mario game is going to be. And in the meantime, here, you're going to get these little remakes and remasters. I like that. I like when they're actually working on primary games that people like, that still buy, and then they they give you a little piece on the side. Like, here's some games on the side. Now, I want you to know I'm going to have to remove Nintendo's dick out my mouth for a minute and let you know they are a bad company, okay? Let's not forget, they do shady shit. They like to, copyright strike people for their music because they finally released it, or they love to batter people that have any form of emulated gaming. Whether they bought it and emulated off of their bought copy, which I think anything you buy should be, you can do whatever you want to. But apparently a lot of gaming companies don't like that. They don't like you editing their code. That's another thing about the She Says video I saw. We're just going to have to wait and see if it gets pulled down. Because that's another thing. They don't like you messing with their code, which, I mean, it's none of their damn business. You bought it. You should be able to do whatever you want with it. But yeah, that's the thing that I think I wanted to talk about was Nintendo itself. A lot of the remakes coming out. And this second half would be kind of more like their practices are still shitty. So before you think I'm just gobbling down their nuts and telling you, yes, Big Daddy, give me more, it's still a problem. They still definitely are a big issue, and I think we don't need to forget that. While they're still giving us quality controlled games, good, built games, they're still not where they should be as far as ethics, as far as morals to, the people that buy their games. Good quality control games, very family friendly. They hardly ever go outside of that, bubble, but and they sell really well, and they usually give you a cheaper version of anything else on the market. And their games are fairly long. They're not super short 90% of the time. You're not buying a $70 game that's, 5 hours long. You're probably buying a 50-hour game or 30-hour game. If you really try to bug it out, it'd be 25. But it's still a good, they usually do good series. And I would like to see what the next actual Zelda, like if they're going to do a port, remake, anything of the sort. But I think I've rambled on long enough. I do actually ask, like I said at the beginning of the video, if you find anything you would like to put in the comments that you think should come out, remakes, remasters, ports, any type of thing you like, please put it down there. I would like to see what you got to say. Also, if you would like to, I would appreciate it. You can like, share, subscribe, let anybody else know about my channel. Like I said, I'm trying to do daily uploads as much as possible. I'm going to try to pretty much, there's plenty of things to talk about, a lot of things to come out. There's news every single day, and I know a lot of my videos, a lot of the controversies have been getting a lot of views, and yes, I'm still going to have them coming. I think it's intriguing. I find it very interesting to see all these people do dumb shit, and I like to talk about it. So, yeah, that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and that's all I got to say about this today. Y'all have a good one.